Hello, Fangirl family. It is Rachel here from the Five-ish Fangirl podcast. And once again, we've got for you a little extra squee. In this case, it is some of the interviews / demos / playthroughs of just a few of the games that I tried out at GenCon this year. So what you're going to hear is me talking with some representatives from some different companies, a few game designers, a few of the games I actually get to try. Some of them are just described to me. But hopefully this just gives you just a little idea of what it's kind of like at GenCon when you go to the different booths for the different gaming companies that come to GenCon, and what interacting with them is like. It can be very overwhelming, but if you go in and pay attention and don't be afraid to ask questions. If you're not entirely sure about something, whether it's the gameplay or just anything about the games or these companies, pretty much everybody who works these booths is very knowledgeable. Hopefully you guys enjoy. And of course, I will put links to all the relevant things in the show notes. First up, we have my visit to the Games by Bicycle booth. And what you're going to hear from this particular visit is a part of the playthrough of their game Shuffle Grand Prix, where I actually play it with the game designer, which unfortunately I did not catch his name, but he was super nice about explaining the game mechanics to me, and that sort of thing. And we had fun playing through one go through the game, and actually I ended up winning. So, yay me! And then after that, you will hear me talk to Brooke, who was one of the representatives there for Games by Bicycle. And she tells me about, and we do a quick round of tattoo stories. And we end up, during our conversation, Eric, who is actually the game designer, the person, the concept designer, shows up and is like, "Hey, what are you doing?" So I got to talk to him for a little bit. And then last is, we didn't get a chance to play this one, but Brooke quickly explained to me it's Blunderful, which is the other game that they were showing at the booth during GenCon. It's just they were very busy, so that game, the area that they had set up for that particular game was just always full. So we did not get a chance to play that, but that's okay. How else are you going to play Spoons unless you have a deck of cards? It's our go-to camping game. So, all right. Absolutely. So what are we playing here?
Okay.
Shuffle Grand Prix.
Yeah, so this is Shuffle Grand Prix. It's a racing game for 2 to 4 players.
Okay.
The idea of the game is to get the most distance. You'll be drawing these distance cards with different values, 25, 50, 75, and 100.
Okay.
The player who, I believe these are yours.
All right.
The player who has the highest total at the end of the game will be the winner. So the way it works is you're going to have these different decks, drivers, and their abilities.
Okay.
And you will be selecting 2 drivers. One will be your actual driver, and the other will be your co-pilot.
Okay.
Then you'll take the 2 decks and you'll shuffle them together.
80s montage.
You'll be drawing them and using those abilities out of the deck in order to hit other people, try and spin them out, and basically get the furthest and
all right.
get the trophy. Yeah. The whole game is like just a whole series of inside jokes with my friends and I. And,
I guess it's the advantage of being a game designer is you can put those things in there.
Yeah, like every single card is some slew of references from 80s montage, watching all those old 80s movies and how they kind of like go through that thing set to music. And May is based on my girlfriend and her work in science. She does work on salamanders, so of course I had to slip a salamander character in there.
That's funny.
I have a cat. His name is not Noodle, but I figured why not have a cat as a driver. And
why not?
His special ability is to be a copycat, so he takes one of the abilities from the other drivers.
All right. Cool.
Would you like to...
Let's give it a go.
Cool. Let's just do one of these. Sure, yeah. Just take out a few. Alrighty, so this is kind of scattered, so we will try and clean that up a little. Okay. You can select which driver you want to start with out of those two. One's yours.
Let's do the musician.
That'll be your starting hand.
Cool.
Okay. When you set up the game, you will select which one you want as your driver and which one you want as your co-pilot. And you'll set up your cards kind of like this with your 4 tire health showing. And as you take damage from other players, you'll slide this around in order to show how much tire health you have left.
Okay.
You can put that
Makes
right
sense.
here in the driver slot on your board.
Okay.
So, you're all set with Lev. This is your draw pile. Throughout the game, you're always going to have 3 cards in your hand.
Okay.
Every time you play a card, for whatever reason, you're going to draw another one. If you steal a card from someone else and you end up with 4 in your hand, you'll discard down to 3.
Okay.
So the first thing you do on your turn is draw a distance card. So you'll draw that and place it face up right here. These will go across. Whichever one you most recently acquired is your top distance card. And that comes up pretty frequently on these cards. Second thing you do on your turn is you play a card from your hand.
Okay. Well, that won't do me any good. Let's see. Let's do that one. Earworm.
Okay, so the way that one works is you pick a player.
Okay.
And
you.
Okay.
Game designer.
Always pick on the game designer when you get the chance. All right, so this one it happens at the beginning of my turn, and it happens over multiple turns. So I grab one of these turn trackers. When it gets to me, I will take 1 damage and then rotate this over, and then on the next turn, I'll take another damage, and then this will go away.
Okay.
Cool. You'll draw another card, so you have 3,
card.
and that's the end of your turn.
All right. Nice.
So that brings top cards and
So that'll be at the start of your turn, yep.
and then I will use grab this up to draw another distance.
Okay. Yeah, so I go into the straight pile.
I didn't think about that.
That's alright.
Yeah, that's what you think.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to draw my distance card, 25. Then this will do 1 damage, so I'll just go down to 3.
So what happens when you run out of tires?
Yeah, you spin out.
Oh, okay.
You're going to swap drivers.
Okay.
You'll lose all of the cards in your hand.
Okay.
If you have any equipment, that'll also get discarded.
Okay.
The person who spins you out gets a trophy.
Okay.
So trophies, if you spend 1 at the end of your turn, you can swap your drivers immediately.
Okay.
If you spend 2, you can do an extra action from your hand.
Okay.
So I'm going to do Overclock, which allows me to draw another distance card. Alright, your turn.
Alrighty then. So then I draw a distance card. That's another snail.
You have to shift up. You have to,
I'm stuck.
You're still in first gear.
I feel like I'm in neutral.
Just rolling down the hill.
Yeah. I'm in the car wash. Let's see here. Then I will play. I'm just gonna pick on you.
Okay, so I've got an earworm and a pathogen. Wow.
So then I draw a card there. All right.
You know what? I'm going to reject that.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to reject that pathogen, and I'm going to turn it into 2 damage against you.
Oh no!
I'll go discard.
So that puts me down to 2.
Yep.
All right. And that can go in the discard pile.
Cool. Over to you. So distance.
That's what I get for being mean.
I mean, that's fair.
Comes back to bite me in the butt.
You never do you think?
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Hi.
Hello.
How's it going?
Good.
Good. So I'm really excited to let you know about Tattoo Stories.
All right.
It's the newest party game by Bicycle Playing Cards. Games by Bicycle. And essentially it is a drawing party game for 2 to 6 players ages 12 plus.
Okay.
And so essentially it's as if you're going into a tattoo parlor.
Right.
And everyone has the opportunity to be the customer through 2 rounds. That's when you end the game. So if I'm the customer, I have sort of a vision. I don't know exactly what I want. So as the customer, I'm going to draw 10 cards, and I'm going to select 5 of those. So for demoing purposes, I'm just going to grab 5 cards, and these different 5 objects, you are going to have to incorporate in a tattoo.
Okay.
Now, what's really fun about this game is you don't really need to be an artist to be successful.
That's good.
It's just much about the pitching and the storytelling component.
Okay.
It's just about the pitching and the storytelling component as it is about the drawing aspect.
Okay.
So when I say go, you're going to have 3 minutes to draw a tattoo incorporating these 5 elements.
Okay.
Now, you can't flat out ask me why I chose a tombstone, but you can ask me what type of tombstone I like, or what I liked about the 90s, our favorite memory. So you can use different things, because when you pitch to me, you're going to try to incorporate those pieces and explain why you made those certain decisions.
Okay.
At the end of the timer, I would then, if we had multiple players, I could award all to you, some to you, or none to you. And I might say, I really enjoyed your mummy, but this other player did a great Santa, and I like how they incorporated that.
Okay.
And last but not least, because this is tattoos, there's no erasing. Tattoos are permanent.
Right.
So if you just gotta go with it.
All right. Then.
When I say go, you're gonna start. Ready, set, go.
Okay. What's your favorite cartoon character?
I really like. I love the Rugrats growing up.
Okay.
Anything really on Nickelodeon. I was like a total 90s kid.
Okay. So what else of the 90s do you really love, being a 90s kid?
Sorry?
I said, what else about the 90s do you love? Did you
Just
have
like the retro kind of look. I totally had the Beanie Babies. I was one of those kids. Yeah.
Okay.
I loved kind of just that retro throwback, nostalgic look.
Okay.
Yeah, all the trends. I had the butterfly hair clips. I had the Beanie Babies. I 90s were my I was born in 91, so
Okay.
90s, I'm a 90s girl.
Okay.
True at heart.
Okay. Okay, so if you were to be buried and you had to pick your tombstone, would you want more traditional or maybe something a bit
I want to
more
go out in
artsy?
style.
Okay.
I want it more artsy. I feel like it should. I'm gonna have to be in there for eternity, so I feel like it should, be a little out there. I'm going out with a bang.
All right.
Yeah. Not to get all morbid here, but.
Hey, we're all going to
So
die eventually.
Yeah, exactly. You have
so
a minute and a half left.
no pressure.
No pressure whatsoever.
Work on my art skills here.
And again, incorporating
As much as possible here.
Santa. I really like his hat.
Okay.
I'm all about that. Felt the jolly spirit. I may be Jewish, but I can still like Santa. I always wondered why he didn't come to me as a kid. All my other friends. Tough being Jewish during Christmas.
We certainly
I can't draw. It's a good thing you don't actually have to have this
You do not need to be an artist to be successful.
tattooed on your body.
Yes.
Otherwise, you would end up on a Reddit thread probably.
Correct. You have 15 seconds. Time is up. Alrighty. If we had more players, we would take this opportunity to drop our pens, reveal our drawings, have it. But I want you now. I am the customer. I'm at the tattoo parlor. Can you tell me what you designed and why? What was your idea behind this creation?
Okay,
what inspired
well,
you?
I do have some ink,
Okay.
and I know people who do. I really like tattoos. I'd love more
How many do
eventually.
you have?
I have 3 at the moment.
Okay.
So
Any visible?
no, they're all
Okay.
but I really love like I don't know what the proper terminology is in the tattoo world,
Right.
but like where they're like a scene as opposed to just a single image.
Right. Tells a story.
Tells a story, yeah,
Yeah.
like a vignette.
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah,
It's a good conversation
so,
starter.
I call this the 90s Nightmare Before Christmas You Died.
Wow. That is
Or Tommy Pickles
beautiful.
died, I should say.
Oh my goodness. And you gotta take a picture with the
Yeah.
draw tattoo later.
So we have a graveyard scene,
Okay.
which we can obviously
Thank you for
incorporate
taking
even
me
more
today.
scary stuff if you
Of course.
want. But we have a spooky mummy with his bandages. But because it is the holidays, he's got Santa's hat.
Yeah, obviously.
And to really, give the grave site more oomph than just a traditional, block of stone.
Right.
We've incorporated a custom drawing of this Tommy Pickles,
Love it.
and with a custom engraved Thai Beanie Baby teddy bear on top.
Aw, I love it. Well, you're the only player, but you earned all the cards because I love how you gave the mummy life and it's cheerful.
Yeah.
And I said I like the Rugrats. You had Tommy in there, but you also incorporated my love of Beanie Babies. And she made it a scene, a vignette. She wanted it to tell a story instead of being a singular. Tell them the name of your vignette.
It's the Nightmare Before Christmas when Tommy Pickles died.
Oh no!
I even if I had other opponents, you would get all 5 because you really took it to that next level. And not only that's what's so beautiful about this game. It's not just about the drawing, the story that you told. I was like, I want to see this movie. Like I'm in. Like I was invested. Like that's a great conversation
Imagine
starter.
if Tim Burton got his hands on this,
Yeah, right? Imagine. We're looking at a moneymaker
Yeah.
here, so yeah.
Sold.
So,
Tim
yeah.
Burton can have that one.
Yeah.
Just give me some of the residuals.
That's awesome. This is actually the designer himself, if you have any questions as well. We're in the middle of the audio, but I feel like we covered a lot.
Yeah.
If you want to know about his inspiration or whatever.
Yeah, so where did the idea come from? It's were you in the shower one day and like?
I was in a bookstore. Looking at a book of tattoos.
Thanks, Brooke.
Tattoo
Appreciate
art.
it.
Yeah,
nice
great to
to meet
see you. Definitely reach out if you need anything.
Yeah, great. I will.
Yeah.
I think
You know,
my other
give
muse.
people an opportunity.
It's on my
Okay.
calendar.
Yeah,
But I'll see you.
absolutely. Sounds good.
Yeah, it's kind of like I'm blinking.
Crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy.
crazy.
It's kind of like Pictionary meets like Cards Against Humanity,
A little
kind
bit,
of.
yeah. And then you have to kind of like pitch it.
Yeah.
It's a little snake oil.
Yeah.
In there.
You think outside the box.
Yeah.
Then you also got to convince the other people that your idea is the best idea.
And then you had some great questions along the way. You
Yeah.
made me, of anyone today, you made me think the most about my answers and like be more thoughtful. I was
What's
like,
really funny is before you were like, you need to ask questions, and I saw 90s, I saw cartoon character. The first thing I thought of was Rugrats.
that's so funny because I was like, well, I was like a 90s kid. I was like, I had the Beanie Babies, I had the Butterfly Clips. I was born in 91. I
Yeah.
love Rugrats. And you like
I'm a
incorporated
little older
all
than
of
that, but I remember the 90s TV better.
It's fair.
So, but yeah, Rugrats. that
I'm
was-
barely a 90s baby. I'm
Yeah,
just
like,
there.
I was born in '83, so
You're still a youngin'.
yeah. But my memories of television are from the '90s, so
No, good times.
totally.
Like I forgot that his last name was like Pickles.
Pickles, yeah.
Because I remember as a kid, my grandmother was like, "Do you want dill pickles?" And I was like, "What?" Like the carrot? Like I didn't connect.
Yeah.
That like that was like an actual type of food, like a dill pickle. I just
Yeah.
remember being super confused. No, this is awesome. So yeah, this one comes out in October.
Okay.
So yeah, and if you want to take a picture of your creation, use the
Absolutely.
hashtag #DrawATattoo. We'd appreciate any love. And it's a beautiful creation, and I would write the title. You can also
Oh, yeah.
sign your picture if you like. I mean, you don't want anyone replicating your art there. So.
I'm also coming in late. Is this part mummy?
Yes.
Ah, see, nailed it.
Yeah. Can you guess all the components?
We got Santa.
Okay.
Okay. Mummy. I heard 90s. That's 3. I don't know. Was it cartoon? Cartoons 4. What was your 5th one? Tombstone?
Yep.
Hey! You know you're in game! Yay!
I made it. I know all the things.
Wow, you actually made it. You did it. That's amazing.
Well, we have It's Wonderful,
Okay.
which is the newest party game by Games by Bicycle. And this game is for 4 to 8 players, ages 17 plus. And essentially it takes about 20 to 30 minutes to play. And each player would start out with a scorecard, and you start at 0. And the goal is to be the first player to get to 100 points. Of course, that it's bicycle, it has to incorporate some betting to it.
Yep.
And again, it's a really just great way to bring people together as a social component. And you're essentially betting on how you think your friends would react to life's awkward situations.
Okay.
So, for example, you end the conversation with someone, but you're both walking in the same direction. Do you A, speed up your walk and leave them in your dust? Do you B, pretend you forgot something in the other direction? Or C, think of another quick topic to last until you get where you're going? So I, as a reader, would put down A, B, or C, put that base down. Everyone else is betting either 5, 10, or 15 points.
Okay.
In the beginning, I would probably bet 15 points. I have nothing to lose.
Right.
If I match the reader's card, I gain points. If not, I lose. So the idea is you're building that up. What's really great, too, is it sparks a lot of debate and social conversations. And even if you don't know the other players, you really start to pick up on where they kind of fall. I played today with a couple who's been married for 40 years. They didn't get everything right. I got some pieces. It was really interesting to see. There was also one about your current significant other calling out an ex's name. I've heard some crazy stories about that today.
Oh, no.
Some horror stories. So it's been really funny to see. We're all a little awkward, and it's great to kind of embrace that. And that's what's really fun about this game. And it's also a non-offensive party game where if your grandmother's there, she can join in as well.
Yeah.
So it's great. Like I play this with my future in-laws. I play this with people my age. Really fun social game, that interaction. But the betting component is what makes it really unique.
Yeah.
And then also the fact that there is that end goal of getting to 100.
Yeah.
Like other games that go on for hours and hours and hours, you do have that competition element in addition to the social part.
Right. Yeah.
So we're really excited. This is available on Bicycle, playingcards.com, at Amazon, and other major retailers for $24.99. Again, a great gift. We even had people come back and buy it for friends who are going on a cruise or traveling. Just a great kind of icebreaker or social game.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Any questions?
No, just that one, and then the Shuffle Grand Prix. So those are available
Those
now.
are available now, and if you email me after, I can send review copies. And then Tattoo Story is not available until October.
Okay, and when it does come out, will that be online only, or?
That will be online and in select gaming shops as well and things like that. So it will be available in both, and that's also $24.99. We're really excited about that launch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Awesome.
All right,
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Next up is my visit to the folks from Funko Games specifically, where they were debuting their first foray into gaming with their game Funkoverse. And I got to sit down a little bit with Stephanie, but then she actually ended up handing me over to Chris, who is actually the game designer for Funkoverse, which was very cool. So I got to sit down and demo the game with the game designer for the game we're playing. So that was quite fun, and of course most everybody knows Funko Pops. I own several, so imagine a board game, but with your game pieces that you move around the board are essentially scaled down Funko Pops, and in this case we play with the part of the DC set with Batman, Batgirl, the Joker, and Harley Quinn.
Here's my card.
Oh, thank you.
How's your convention so far?
Good.
Yeah?
Good.
Like really
I'm a
bananas?
bit sweaty.
Yeah?
I was outside for like 45 minutes trying to get food.
Oh, no, it's kind of cool in here. I still haven't eaten mine yet.
Yeah.
So.
I inhaled mine, so if I suddenly end up with the hiccups, it's not a reflection on you. It's just how fast I inhale my food.
This time is for you.
Okay.
So I don't know what you want to get out of it. We could do interview if you want to have questions about the game. We can talk about the game. I can show you how to play the game. We can play the game.
All the above.
It's totally up to you. Yeah.
Cram as much into my time slot as possible.
Oh, okay. Cool. I was going to check with him and see if he was going to... This is the lead designer, so I was going to see if he would be available.
Yeah. Because you're not selling on
I'm kind of amazed at how many companies have the designers of the games here, and how excited people get to meet the person that designed the game and like have them sign the box for them. And
our whole studio is like, we're really collaborative.
Yeah.
So we don't have like a designer. Like an idea has to start somewhere.
Yes.
And sometimes we assign people based on whatever, but it's a whole collaborative. So even if we sign games, we have a pen name that we use to sign games.
Okay.
It's Prospero Hall. So we sign games Prospero Hall. So
that way it works no matter who it is.
Yeah, you don't know which signature. Like you might see the different signatures. It's like, I don't know what signature that is, but yeah.
I see.
So we sign those games. Yeah, but have a seat. Feel free. I'm gonna see if he's in. This is Chris Rollins.
There, Rachel.
Rachel, nice to meet you.
And here's his card.
Yay.
verbals to go now.
Yeah. Do you mind if I sit right
No,
here?
go ahead.
Yeah. I'll scoot over so you can have access to all this.
Collecting other people's business cards
Yeah.
and try to pass out as many of my own as possible. So this thing's still going to be full by the end of the weekend.
Yeah, mine's like overflowing
I
too.
always feel too many business cards.
Yeah.
And then
Watermark the box.
we're just like
Because it's like I was like I bought into the original cards, and then I forgot to bring them in all the time. So I'm lowish.
I usually have a habit of forgetting them on the first day.
Exactly. Yeah.
I usually have like 2 in my wallet.
Yeah.
I brought my whole box.
Yeah.
We went to, I was at San Diego Comic Con a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
My first ever San Diego Comic Con, and I was going, and we had made new business cards for me. So that was my first time in going out in the public as Funko Games, and I of course forgot them. And then someone had to overnight them to my hotel.
Oh no.
I was like, oh, of course, the biggest Funko show of the year.
Yeah.
Oh, so how's the con going so far?
Good.
Busy?
Not as much as I have been in past years. I'm finally figuring out the balance.
Yeah, that's important.
So, because I've only been doing GenCon for, I think it's my 3rd or 4th year, so it's been a learning curve.
Yeah, for sure.
Trying to figure out.
Yeah, you gotta pace yourself, I think. And know your limits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
very cool.
scheduling time to eat.
Yeah, so we didn't make our schedule, but the person made our schedule did not really pay no mind to locations of things. So it's like, oh, I'm scheduled to 12:30. I have a 12:30 appointment at the West End.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, how am I going to get from here to there? So it's been going good. It's been fun.
Yeah.
Letting people see the games. So I can. I don't know if you want to just. I can kind of give you a rundown of our company and what we do, and then we can dive into the game. Or if you have questions, you feel free to ask them. Whatever, I'm here for you. But just going to give you an overview. So my name's Chris Rollins. I was the lead designer on Funkoverse, which is the game right here we're going to play. Although it's truly a collaborative effort, our studio is very collaborative.
Right.
I used to be with a company called Force Present Creative, aka Prospero Hall. So we did things like Disney Villainous with Ravensburger. We did Horrified, Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle, Jaws. We used to make games for other companies. And last year we approached Funko and we said, hey, we want to make a game, Funko game. And they're like, oh, that's pretty cool. And so we started working on Funkoverse.
Yeah.
And then eventually working with them closely, we realized that our companies are really aligned in a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
And so they're like, well, how about we just acquire your company and then you guys can be our game division and you guys make Funko games.
Yeah.
And so that's what we're doing. And so Funkoverse is kind of the flagship launch for Funko games. I will say, because this has come up a lot, our plan is to continue to make the same type of games our studio has always made. So this game happens to have pop figures in it, and it happens to be called Funkoverse. But we're going to be making a ton of other games that are not pop-related, that won't have figures. We're still going to be making our licensed games. We're still going to be making unlicensed games. So it just so happens, coincidentally, that our flagship product is going to have the pop figures in it. And we're really excited. So what we have here is Funkoverse strategy game. It is it's basically 6 different SKUs, 6 different boxes, all with one universal game system.
Okay.
So it's built as one gigantic game. Each character is completely unique, and each box has a different blend of characters and then different maps that you can play on. So right here in front of us we have what we call DC 100. There's also a DC 101, which has a Robin and a Catwoman in it. This set has Batman, Harley, Batgirl, and Joker. And then there's 2 Harry Potter sets, a 4-pack and a 2-pack, and there's a 2-pack of Rick and Morty and a 2-pack of Golden Girls.
I love that you have the Golden Girls.
Yeah, Golden Girls is absolutely key. It's the most important SKU in the entire line because Golden Girls sends a very clear message that anything is possible.
Yes.
Expect the unexpected.
Yeah.
So we threw Golden Girls in there because
I have friends that will die.
Yeah. We're thrilled to have them in the system.
Yeah.
So and every game is playable. So even the Golden Girls 2-pack, we call it expand alone.
Yeah.
Because it expands your Funkoverse collection, but it also can stand on its own and be played.
Okay.
And that's really important because our whole ethos is trying to make new gamers, and we know that some people might pick this up just because it's it's Golden Girls and it's funny and I want it. But we hope that they open it up, play it, like it, and then they're like, oh, I also like Harry Potter too, and they pick up that game as well, and sort of combine them. All right, so that's kind of the overview, the spiel.
Okay.
If you want to, I can dive in. We can dive into the game. We can play a few turns or see. Yeah. All right. So
That's the best way of learning anything.
I think so. It's fun for me.
Yeah.
So this is we're at Gotham City,
Yep.
and this game is scenario driven. So we have a scenario set up called Flags. All the 6 games have the same 4 scenarios in them, but they're in different kind of orientations. So you're playing Flags in Gotham City. You might also be playing Flags in Diagon Alley, but the scoring is the same. So we have 2 figures per side. That means that if you look at the bottom, it's going to say you're going to gain to 6 points to win. Okay. So the way we gain points is if we move on the board next to these point tokens here, I'm going to flip them over just to have them show the points. If you move over to these point tokens, you can collect them to take a point, and then take the token and you'll put it on the cooldown track. And I'll explain how that works in a little bit.
Okay.
But just know that there's these points out there that are there for the taking. So in addition to that, you can get points by knocking out enemy characters. So if Harley attacks Batman and wins her challenge, Batman gets knocked down. And if she hits him while he's knocked down, he gets knocked out, and he goes to the cooldown track as well.
Okay.
If Harley was to knock out Batman, you, as our Harley side, would score 1 point. Okay. Those 2 ways to gain points are true in every scenario in the game. So no matter what scenario you play, you can collect points on the board, or you can knock out the enemy team.
Okay.
In Flags, there's a special component. In each of our starting areas, we have a flag, and if I get a character adjacent to your flag, and that character is standing at the end of the round, then I can teleport back to my starting base and gain 2 points.
Okay.
So I basically run in, I dunk, come back, and I score 2 points.
Okay.
And that's going to be the flag scenario specifically. Okay, so that's how you gain points. The first person to get 6 points wins. On a turn, you're going to choose one of your characters to take actions with.
Okay.
And there's a menu of basic actions that every single character can take. And so every character can move. You can move 2 spaces with a move action. You may move diagonally. You can't move through the walls that are on the board.
Okay.
And note that the walls kind of go over the cracks a little bit, so you can't move diagonally past the walls either.
Okay.
We kind of show that there. There are challenges, and once we get into a challenge range, I'll explain how the dice and everything works. But just know that there's always a basic challenge that you can do to attack an enemy figure.
Okay.
When a character's knocked down, their ally can go up next to them and assist them to stand them back up. That's the assist action. And then last but not least, or the last 2, I guess, interact is the action you take to pick up these tokens. Any character can do that. And then rally. If Batgirl's over here on her own, she's knocked down, she can spend her whole turn, 2 actions to rally and stand up.
Okay.
But it takes her whole turn. So those are the basic actions. We also have special actions, and I'll give you a chance to look over your special actions in a second, but I'll explain how the ability tokens work. So in our game, we have this kind of unique ability token system. So when you build your team, they're gonna each bring different ability tokens to add to your pool. So Harley brings a silver and a red token, and Joker brings a silver and a red token. But those 2 silver and 2 red tokens are combined for your whole team. It's a shared pool. Okay. So when you use an ability, let's say for example, Harley wants to use her out of my way ability. You can see it has a red symbol there.
Yeah.
You take 1 ability token and you put it on the number of the cooldown track that's inside the symbol. So in that case, out of my way would go to the 1.
Okay.
If you were to do a whirlwind, it would put 1 red token on the 2.
Okay.
Okay. So it's always 1 token on the number there.
Okay.
At the end of the round, after everyone's gone, then everything on the cooldown track will trickle down, and then if something comes off the 1, it comes back to be available.
Okay.
So if you have a really expensive ability, let's say right on your team, if you do a bang, that token is going to be a few turns before you can spend it for your other abilities.
Okay.
There's the abilities. Then there's also a trait. There are 2 trait, or each character has a trait. Mm-hmm. So Harley's trait is I Remember Your Glue. When she stands up, she immediately can do a basic challenge, which is a basic attack against an adjacent enemy.
Okay.
So she gets basically like her revenge. And then Joker has Last Laugh. And when Joker gets knocked out, he leaves one of his mystery box tokens in the space that he was in.
Okay.
And Joker can lay those mystery boxes down with his other abilities, and then he can explode them as well. But they're kind of like traps. The reason they're 2-sided is because right now you have the dark color bases, but you can imagine if I had my own Joker, we'd want to keep the mystery boxes distinct because we can play.
Okay.
Because if you have a set and I have a set, we can go against each other.
Okay. That's smart.
All right. So one last thing. There are items in the game. So Harley has been equipped with the mallet.
Right.
Okay. And it has the mallet card there. But if you're playing this at home, you could also take the mallet out of Harley's hand, and you could give it to Batgirl.
Oh.
And then Batgirl would have the mallet, and she would get the mallet card. So all the items are interchangeable.
Okay.
We just, for this demo, we're giving Harley the mallet because she's particularly good at using it.
Yeah.
All right, so that's kind of like the basic rundown. If you want to take a little bit to read through your abilities, or we can just start playing and we can kind of see it as we go.
Jump into it.
All right, so normally we're going to flip this token. It came up with the light side, so that's going to be my basis, so I'll go ahead and go first. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to activate Batgirl. Batgirl has a trait one step ahead, where when she activates, she gets to move one space for free. I'm going to do 1, 2 for my first action, and then 3, 4 for my second action.
Okay.
Batgirl took 2 actions, so Batgirl is exhausted.
Okay.
Now it's your turn to choose to act with one of your characters.
Well, let's do Harley Quinn.
All right, Harley Quinn. So you get to do 2 actions with Harley.
Okay. I guess I'll just move. 1, 2.
Yep.
And then 1, 2.
Okay.
Right.
So go ahead and put an exhaustion token on Harley. All right. Now
She's
it's Batman's turn. Yeah, there's a lot of walking.
Yeah.
Batman will go 1, 2. Let's see here.
There's almost a chess element.
3, 4. Yeah, there's a little bit of tactics to it, and in the order of operations and what to move next. Absolutely. So Batman has gone. He's exhausted, and now your Joker gets to go.
All right.
All right, excellent. Okay, so that is going to be the end of the round because we've all taken all our turns. If we had anything on the cooldown track, it would come down now, but we don't. So we can unexhaust, take our exhaustion tokens off our characters.
Okay.
And this is very important, is that the first player token passes. So what that means is that the person who goes last in the round will also go first in the next round, so you'll get a double turn at the end of every round. So now you get to go again. You can choose either character that you'd like to go with.
Okay.
I think that Harley maybe is in the most dangerous position because Batman's right there in the hole. But
So how do because I've got one where it uses dice, so how are the dice involved?
so if you're going to do the feign distress, you would roll 3 dice, and you're looking for the POW symbols or the exclamation points.
Okay.
Whenever you do a challenge, like for example, when you do like a basic challenge, which might actually come into play, so I'll explain that now. So if you do a basic challenge, you get to roll 2 dice, and you get to challenge an adjacent enemy.
Okay.
When you attack, you roll 2 dice, and you're looking for the same symbols I just mentioned. So the POW symbol is 1 success.
Okay.
The exclamation points are 3 successes.
Okay.
Then the person you're challenging will roll a number of dice equal to their defense. And then, but when you're defending, you're looking for the shield symbols are 1 success.
Okay.
And then again, though, the exclamation points are good, they count as 3 successes. So we're gonna roll dice. So yeah, that's how the challenges work. Harley has the mallet, which is a special item that actually makes her basic attacks better. So you actually want to do basic attacks if you can with Harley.
Okay.
So yeah.
So that means you won that. I'm going to stick around for any.
Got it.
So that would just be a challenge then?
Yeah, so if you want to do a challenge, say against Batman, you would spend 1 action to move up.
Okay. Because they have to be right next to each other?
Yep.
Okay.
And then if you want to challenge Batman, your second action would be a challenge. So,
Okay.
you roll 2 dice.
2 dice.
All right. So you can turn one of these into a hit
Okay.
because of your mallet ability.
Okay.
And so now I roll my defense, which is 2 dice.
There you go.
Thank you. And I'm looking for shields or exclamation points. But I got shield, so I block your challenge.
Okay.
Okay? And then that's Hartley's turn, so you put an exhaustion token on her.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go with Batman. I'm gonna snag this token before you get a chance to grab it. So put it there, and I'll score 1 point. And then Batman will do a POW ability on Harley. So I put my token on the 2.
Uh-oh.
And this is a challenge 3, so this means I get 3 dice to try to hit Harley. So I have 2 successes. So Harley's going to roll her defense dice. So on the bottom left of her card, she has 2.
Okay.
So you're going to roll 2 dice. You need to get 2 shields or an exclamation point. No. Okay, so Harley is knocked down.
Uh-oh.
But that's Batman's second turn, so Batman is done. All right, now it's your turn to act with Joker.
Okay. So if I move 2, I would be on this, and then I get that.
So in order to collect the token, you need to make an interact action.
Okay.
And you can make it while adjacent to it. So if you get next to it, then you can take another action to pick it up.
Okay. So if I went 1, 2, then I could pick it up?
Yep.
Okay. And it goes there?
Yep.
All right.
And you collect one point.
And
Don't forget the point.
All right. And then Batgirl is going to go
and then Joker is
exhausted.
Exhausted.
Yep.
All right.
Batgirl's going to go. She's going to take a point token.
Can't forget the little shiny pieces of plastic.
Yeah. That's what it's all about. And I'm going to move towards Joker. All right. So that's the end of that round. Batgirl will be exhausted. We move these. Everything on our cooldown tracks moves down 1.
Yep.
And I go first. So I'm going to... What do I want to do? I'm going to use Batman. I'm going to do a basic challenge against Harley. Try to take her out. 2 successes. So you roll 2 dice to try to block. Oh my gosh. And you do block. Okay. You get 6 successes on defense.
Woo!
I can try that again. Yeah, I'm gonna try to tag her again, just so I can take her out. So it's 4 successes for me. So you're gonna roll again. All right. So Harley gets taken out. She goes to the 1 of your cooldown track, and I score 1 point for her.
Mr. J!
And she'll come back next turn. And now it's your turn to go.
Okay. Joker it is then.
Joker it is.
Let's see. Hi, Batgirl. Hello, Barbara. And then going to do the Joy Buzzer, I guess.
Yep. That's good. That's a good play.
So that will go there.
Yep. And you're
And
gonna roll.
that's a challenge 3.
Yep. So you roll 3 dice.
Okay.
How bad is it gonna get?
3 successes. All right, so I need to get a critical hit, basically. I do not. I get 1 success, so Batgirl is knocked down. And then she's next to go, so she's gonna use her entire turn to stand back up, but it prevented me from doing anything that turn.
Okay.
All right, and then Harley would activate, but Harley is on the cooldown track, so she does nothing.
Right.
That's the end of the round. So everything on the cooldown track comes back into play. Or sorry, everything on the 1 comes back into play. Everything else moves down 1. And
So where does Harley go?
Anywhere in your starting area. And the starting area is shown kind of on the card. And yeah.
Okay.
So anywhere
Okay.
in this basically this interior room here.
Okay.
And it's your turn to go first.
Alrighty then.
And you can use either character, so there's no.
Yeah. Barbara's in my way. Watch out for walls. 2.
All right. And you know, I think that there's like a lot of the abilities and stuff when you're just learning.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can just kind of like ignore them and be like, okay, I'm just gonna move around and like, go to the points and click the first and do that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But the abilities there, I think we really tried to put in so that the more strategic gamers can kind of really sink their teeth in too.
Yeah.
And so we're trying to bridge that gap. Like in the rules, when you kind of go through the first setup, we don't really explain a lot of like the scenario or anything like that. We're just like, all right, do some moving, do some challenging, learn how the dice work, and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And I imagine like as people play and pick up the other sets and stuff, that they'll probably find like a character that they really like the abilities and stuff, and then they can really hone their skills on that particular character.
Yeah, and that's the goal, and that's why I think that like one of the things that I think is nice is when you play this game with 3 or 4 players, it's still 2 teams, but each player has a character that they can focus on, which I think also helps with the learning curve. If it's just like, okay, I'm gonna read Batman's card, like you're on my team, Batgirl, you do your thing too, I'll do my thing, you do your thing, and it helps kind of that learning curve a bit. Because I think that like it can be, every single character in the game does something different, and so it can be a lot.
So then, can you mix and match with the different sets?
Yeah.
So you could have like the Golden Girls with like Batman?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Absolutely, yeah. That was key to kind of what we were trying to create. It's one game system.
Yeah.
But because every character is different, they have different abilities and that kind of thing. Like, the Harry Potter characters play differently than like the the Batman DC characters do.
Yeah.
The Harry Potter characters have a little bit more range attacks, they're doing spells and doing some tricky stuff. These characters are more about like, getting in close and just, punching each other basically.
Which keeps it closer to what you'd expect for those characters, because these are all recognizable characters, so you expect them to act in a certain way.
Right, and that's kind of like the design challenge to us is like, how can we kind of portray, like these characters with 3 abilities and a passive trait,
Yeah.
And the thing I always say is that we have 16 characters in the game, every single character in this game is somebody's favorite character.
Yeah.
And we wanted to make sure that everyone has like kind of their own unique thing that they do, that's kind of special for them.
Yeah.
And so it's definitely a design challenge, but it makes it fun, and it makes it for players who really do want to explore different strategies and different combinations, they can do that.
Yeah.
And just like how we're talking about how the items are interchangeable,
Yeah.
So what happens when you give, Rose or Blanche from the Golden Girls Harley's mallet?
Yeah.
Like how does that, how those kind of, or what happens when you give Batman their Golden Girls cheesecake? Like those are the types of things that we want people to explore and kind of experiment with and see and just have fun with.
Yeah, and I like the look of it too. It's exactly what I expect something from Funko. It's got the Funko name on it.
Yeah.
To look like. I mean, the figures are, scaled down Funko Pops essentially.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what I was saying at the beginning is that, like, not every game that we make as Funko Games is going to have pops in it.
Yeah.
But for our first game, we really wanted to honor all the Funko fanatics that are out there, and let them know that, like,
I've seen the documentary.
Yeah. So this is a love letter to the Funko fans, and so we wanted to do something that they would enjoy and experience. So.
Yeah. Well, and these are just fun looking enough that you don't necessarily have to keep them in the box. You could stick them on your shelf right next to your full-size Funkos.
Yeah, and that's kind of like the X factor is for us is trying to kind of like think about how there's going to be people who buy it and they're just collectors.
Yeah.
And they put it, like you said, alongside their Funko figures. But that's one of the reasons why we wanted to make every single box a playable experience. Was that just in case someone picks up a Golden Girls deck because they like Golden Girls Funko Pops.
Yeah.
But they can also try the game out too and see if they like it. So that's kind of what we're aiming for.
Yeah. That's very cool. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. My pleasure.
Yeah.
And then next is my chat with Allie from Goliath Games. And you get to hear me wear myself out playing, demoing their game. Side effects or may cause side effects, I've seen it written both ways. Where the game is essentially kind of charades, but you can actually talk. But there are certain words you can't say that are on the card because you're trying to get the people to guess that word or phrase. But there's it's kind of ridiculous to be honest with you, because you're trying to get people to guess the words on the card, but at the same time, while you're doing like your charade type movements, the whole premise is that you're in part of this drug trial, and it's causing really weird side effects. So in my case, you will hear me while I'm trying to get them to guess the words on the card. I have to run around the table, which I ran out of breath really quickly, so that was fun. So it sounds kind of ridiculous, but it was actually quite fun, and I think would be a fun, easy game for people to play if you're having like a game night with friends or something like that, because it's not super structured like something like a Catan or something like that. So, but that is Side Effects from Goliath Games. You don't realize like how much you're like yelling.
And it doesn't help when like other people are so close.
Yeah, I've yet to be able to listen back to like anything I've gotten, so I don't even know if anything I've gotten is usable because of all the noise. But we'll see. I'd rather record it and have something usable than not. So.
Yes. I'm actually gonna spit on my cough drop really, really quickly.
Okay, no, you're fine.
That's Suzanne.
Hi, Rachel.
Hi, Rachel. Nice to meet you.
All right.
So this is Make Call Side Effects.
Okay.
It's one of our brand new party games, and it's been really, really well received
All right.
so far at the show. And so essentially, you're taking part in a clinical study for a new drug, and as usual, in the very beginning, things don't go so smoothly, and you're experiencing some side effects. So it's
As you do.
Exactly. Yeah, some twitching, some shouting, it happens. So it's kind of like charades and taboo with a twist. So
Okay.
you split up into two teams, and you've got your 3 different cards here.
Okay.
Okay? So our yellow card has all of the things that you're trying to get people to guess.
Okay.
So at the very beginning, you pick a color. So say your color was yellow.
Okay.
You're trying to get your teammates to guess the word list.
Okay.
You can say anything you want. You can move around. However, you also have some side effects.
Okay.
So it's not so easy to stand there and say, I like to make these to stay organized. You also must wave and bow to an adoring crowd.
At the end of a performance, okay.
And you must growl like a wolf and show your teeth.
Okay then.
So things get a little complicated.
Yeah.
And the other team can actually see your cards. So
Okay.
if you're not bowling and growling, the other team can heckle you.
Heckle.
Growl more.
It's like, ooh, ooh, hiss.
Exactly that.
You already got it then. You already know how to play this game.
So you have 40 seconds to do as many yellow cards as you can.
Okay.
Would you like to play around?
Sure.
Would you like to act or guess?
Act?
Right.
All right. Well, as you saw, I'm very accomplished already, so...
Ready. You want to be on that side for
Okay.
acting? Yeah. All right, so here's your yellow card.
Okay.
Wait. What color are we going to pick? What color do you want to
What
pick?
color would you like?
They're not any harder or easy or anything.
Blue.
Okay, let's do blue. So when you flip it up, blue is going to be what you have to describe to us. But also, take 2 of these.
Okay.
There we go. And if you're not comfortable with either of them, just put them back. We'll do another one.
Okay. And what do I do? Do I keep these?
You keep those to yourself, but you have to act them out.
Okay.
Yep. Are you comfortable with those?
If you don't want to do them, you can
more.
put new ones.
You can draw new ones.
No, I think
You think
that's
so?
okay.
Okay. All right. While acting out the blue or describing the blue card.
Okay. All right.
Okay, you ready?
I was ready.
You're ready. You're so ready. Okay, let's do it. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Somebody.
And we're gonna do a fake time. Time. Yes.
Okay.
Go.
All right. I am not gonna be this in your dastardly plan. I can't.
Villain?
This is a chess piece.
A pawn.
Yes.
Yes. Nice. Good job. Another.
So that is all of my demos and interviews from GenCon 2019. And of course, I need to say thank you to all of the companies that were there during what turned out to be yet again a very, very busy convention. 70,000 people supposedly attended this year. So to have them carve out time out of their very, very busy weekend for not only myself, but a lot of the people there that are press is just really I'm really appreciative of it, and I had fun playing these games. I could definitely see myself adding a few of them to my slowly yet growing game collection. And as I said at the beginning, I will put relevant links in the show notes so that you guys can read up more on these games and possibly purchase them yourselves. So, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this little extra Squee. You have been listening to the Five-ish Fangirls podcast. You can find more episodes and information at thefivishfangirls.com. Any and all books, movies, games, and any other forms of media mentioned are owned and operated by the respective copyright holders. No copyright infringement is intended or implied. If you wish to support the show, the easiest way is to leave us a rating and review on iTunes. More ratings and reviews will make it easier for others to find the show. If you wish to support us monetarily, you can do so at patreon.com/5ishfangirlspodcast. All money goes towards fees and equipment to keep the show going. For official 5ish Fangirls merchandise, visit redbubble.com/people/5ish Fangirls. We love hearing from our listeners and encourage feedback. You can email us at 5ishfangirls@gmail.com. You could also like and follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/5ishfangirls. Thank you so much for listening, and may the Squee be with you.